Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. I'm Bob DeMarco. Coming up, I'm going to show you my new Rainmaker Bowie knife, a fighting Bowie from the great and powerful Bobby Rains II. We are going to give away this knife here, the Sencut Bronte, a beautiful sort of dowel-shaped blade. Great knife is the Bronte. And then we're going to talk about how many knives do you own, really? And I actually don't have an accurate count. But I want to find out from you. I'm doing some estimating, and my estimates are higher than I want them to be. So I feel like I have to do a hard census coming up here. But this, if you put hashtag knife in the comment, this knife could be yours tonight. A couple minutes after the hour, next hour that is, we will put these up and put all the names on the wheel and spin it and see who wins it. All right. Chrisville, USA. How's it going, sir? Hello, junkies. I'm around 500, and that's kind of where I think I am, or so, and still don't use about 10 of them. Yes, I know. I guess if it works, don't fix it. Mentality is real. Yeah, you know, it's a collection. Just because they're useful things doesn't mean you use everything in the collection. Mr. Lokashir, good to have you here, sir. Yep, good topic. I too have hundreds, totes, shelves, displays, even backpacks full of them. I buy current year models, use them until something else comes out. I do on occasion change what's on display. Okay, on display. I was about to say, oh, I don't keep my knives on display, but obviously I do. But most of them are locked up. Yeah. Safe queens. I do pull them out to fiddle with them, if you will, but a lot of less than 10% get used. Will Height works. Nice to have you here, sir. Evening, Bob, Jim, and junkies. What a great question. Can I state the obvious? If you know, then you don't have enough. Oh, well said. That's sort of a play on that. If you have to ask, it's too, if you have to ask what it costs, you can't afford it. Marco Yee, nice to have you here, Marco. Evening, Bob, Jim, and junkies, he says. Evening to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Have a nice day. Good to have you with us. Have a nice day. Good evening, Junkalos. I cannot give a number as per my lawyer's instructions and the tragic boating accident where all of them were tragically lost, except for the ones I was carrying. Oh, that is a sad thing, man. Makes me want to cry. Ground fog, good to have you here. But I think your lawyer was right. Basically, keep it under your hat. But you're among friends here. Bartholomew Roberts, good to have you here, Bartholomew. He says, happy Thursday Night Knives. Bob, Jimmy Notes, and Junkies. Never knew until just recently. I inventoried in prep for a massive sell-off. Had 166 down to 80 with 20 or so more I'm still coming to terms with. Hashtag liberating. That's amazing. That's good. That's about half. I mean, that's a pretty good sell-off. Nicely done there. Fishbag, Craig, how you doing, sir? Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkaros. Honestly, I wish I knew. I try not to go over 300 or 350, but it keeps getting out of hand. It can and has breached the 500 mark at times, and then I downsize. This is sounding like someone who is struggling with their weight, and I, from time to time, have done so. And it's like, oh man. And for everyone's got their weight and they cross it and they're like, all right, change is coming. Whatever that weight is for you, it's kind of the same thing with knives. Someone might find 10 knives ridiculous. Most of us are so far beyond that it's hard to imagine. But if you're someone who's practical and you're like, well, why would I need more than 10 knives? I have a kitchen knife, I have a pocket knife, I have a, whatever. Joyless individuals, but still, they might very justly think we're nuts. Carino1, nice to have you here, Carino. Greetings, Jim, Bob, and fellow junkies. Unsure of my knife count, but just added one more. What is it? Don't leave us hanging. Received my Armis Raptor XL, very cool, this week. You can see it in a recent Armis YouTube short titled Dangerously Sharp Blade, Epic Custom Raptor XL Build. Even my wife likes it. That's cool. That Raptor is sweet. showed that off, that I had one on loan here for a short while, and I have not seen the XL. I'm assuming you also had a sharpened swedge put on there. James Hart, nice to have you here, James. Okay, he's back. Hello, all you knifeaholics. Oh, man, and yet again, all you knifeaholics, I'm having a bit of trouble typing because I cut my right index finger with my new knife. Damn. Okay, James. Well, then let me take this opportunity to say hello. Thank you for being here. I am sorry you cut your hand. What did you cut your hand with? We want to know what your new knife is. And we also will not be here again next week. August is busy with coming and going and celebrating. And I will be celebrating with family next week. So just so you know. And then we'll be back. As back to school happens, our whole schedule falls back into place. James Hart says, I took account of all my blades, and it even made me whistle in surprise. But let us know what you cut yourself with. Hang on. My whistle obviously needs to be whetted. James was like, that still wasn't great. Terminator Joe, nice to have you here, Terminator. Good evening, fellow infidels and junkies. Thank you again for the stellar sheath. How many knives? I think, my pleasure, sir. How many knives? I think 100 plus, maybe up to 200. So, Terminator Joe, that's like saying he was somewhere between 5 and 10 feet tall. You got to be closer. I don't know. I've been watching your videos. They pop into my feed every day, and you've been getting a lot of new ones. I think you're closer to 200. Very nicely done, by the way. OG Blade Reviews, so nice to have you here, Dave. Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Should I collect my prize now? Why, yes, I think you should, sir. Good evening, says Steve. Good evening. Good to have you here, Steve Knife Pimper. Again, want to see what you got. See what your stuff looks like. Michael, good to have you here, Red Flag Blades. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Just so happen to have his design right here close by. Frequently, I have his design right here close by. This is Michael Elliott's Gunfighter Custom by Gunfighter Custom Knives. Awesome knife. Nice stash away self-defense knife. Double-edged chisel ground. There's his maker's mark. Nice egg shape. Mr. Mouse, how's it going? How many knives do we own? Well, over 200. How many knives do we own? Mr. Mouse, when you say we, is this a shared collection between you and a significant other? Or are you saying we, like when I say, Bob, stop being such an a-hole? Or Bob, you got to stop buying knives? Or Bob, like me and Bob, because sometimes I got to rein in Bob. You know, he gets a little id. So I got to rein him back in. Is that what you mean by we, or do you share this with another human? Splitting Slices, nice to have you here, Byron. Howdy, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Thursday Night Knives, he says with enthusiasm. Isn't asking this question like asking a rancher how many head of cattle he has? Yeah, it's a little gauche, but I think we're in the kind of company where we can ask this. You know, it's we're sitting around smoking our cigars or drinking our whiskey or Chablis or whatever it is you drink. I'm sure most of you don't drink Chablis, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, yeah, it is a little gauche to ask, but I'm doing it anyway. Your answer could be what my dad's answer would be when I was a snot-nosed kid, and I'd say, Dad, how much money do you make? And he'd say, more than $1, less than $1 million. And I'd say, is that a year? Hero Sticks, nice to have you here, Hero. He says, evening and cheers all. Good to have you here, Hero Sticks. John Marchell, nice to have you with us. I might round to the nearest 1,000. A class act, sir. Yes, you don't need to be too specific. Steve says, own probably 100, worked on over 3,000. And that's why you have 100. Steve has had the privilege or the, well, I'll just call it that, privilege of having thousands of knives pass through his hands. And so to have 100 knives for someone who has seen that many, that probably seems like a lot of knives, actually, because you've had a chance to be, I've been interested in this design just looking at it online, but now that I have it in hand, I understand it's not for me. So interesting perspective. Commander Bell, nice to have you here, Commander. Good evening, junkies. I have USDA Prime. Oh, oh, so nice. I'm having USDA Prime New York steak, fresh from the barbecue grill. I bought it on sale at Costco. My Opinel 8 is cutting it like butter. How beautiful. First of all, I love New York strips, strip steak. My daughter and I love that. And I'm glad you did it on the grill and not me. I would have destroyed it. I was just lamenting to Jim, who's a grill meister, that I'm not much at the grill. I'm more of a griddle guy, and I don't do steaks on the griddle. I did once, and it was all right, but I like to do them in cast iron pans. Anyway, you didn't ask. Bon appetit, sir. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it nourishes you. Hero Stick says, I've been thinning the herd over the last year, keeping those I use and truly enjoy owning, down to about 60 or 70, and many more to acquire. Ooh, man, what did you get rid of? Is the hypothetical, not hypothetical, but I don't need you to answer that rhetorical question. James Hart says, 95 knives, 2 hatchets, 7 tomahawks, 15 axes. Nice. Most of the Viking inspired war axes, 10 swords and 1 spear. How cool. I need a spear. And actually, I was just thinking, I also, I was watching, my wife and I were watching Forged in Fire the other night, one that we had recorded. And I was thinking, I need a new sword. I think I need a Western style sword, a Western cruciform kind of medieval broadsword. What do you guys think? Doesn't every household kind of need one? I don't know. Let me know. Thomas Wheeler, nice to have you here, Thomas. Evening, everyone. Just a little over 100 in current inventory. That is solid. That is an obvious collection without going so far overboard that you're wondering how you're going to offload them. Shad, nice to have you here, sir. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Last time I counted, it was around 70. Hashtag knife. Well, Shad, very civilized. That's a good number. 70 is a good number. Good evening, Bob, says Sean Clark. Sean, hope you're doing well. Jim and Junkies. Was there a Thursday Night Knives last week? I missed it? No. We missed it. We didn't miss it. We didn't have it last week. I missed it. I only have 30 or so knives, but I go for quality over quantity, says Sean Clark. Well, Sean, yes, I can tell from the knives you've said you have in your collection. It seems like the 30 you have around are pretty damn sweet. So that's a good way to do it. Refined and reduced and refined. Beatus Blades, nice to have you here, sir. I'm around the triple digits. Yeah, that's a good, is it 100? Is it 999? That's a good way of putting it. I'm around the triple digits. Does that mean you could be in the 4 digits? Because that's around 4 is around 3. Civiz Pace 007. Hang on. Civiz. I'm going to call you Pace. I don't know why I'm having trouble with your name, but very cute dog. I need help with NAF addiction. Yeah. I think most of us do. The help could be just to slow down and go for quality over quantity. Canary SK43. Canary, good to have you here, sir. I'm really just guessing, but it's about 30 probably. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, you're low enough that you could actually tell if that guess were real pretty quickly, unless they're spread out. I have mine spread out. That's the problem. If they were all in one drawer, I could get through it. Dave, good to have you here, Dave G. Hey, Bob, good evening. I'm relatively new to your channel, 2-3 months. Love your content. Thanks, Dave. It's great to have you here, sir. A lot of stuff, but let me know what you're into, because we like all sorts of knives here. Have a knife day. Good to I already said that. I cannot give numbers. Wife is watching. Oh, yes. I don't even know what you're talking about. What's a knife? Pace says, I've got something in the mail. Oh, that's always a nice feeling when it's on the way. Jacob Green, I'm glad you're here. I just sent you an email. Send me your address, please. Email me your address at TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. Jacob, do that on this very same night, sir. please, TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. Good evening, fellow junkies. He says, I have no clue how many knives I own. I own 19 cold steel knives, though. I hung them from my bedroom door before moving out. Oh, man. Oh, that's great. Matt Maurer, well, 19 cold steels is a great start to a cold steel collection. Matt Maurer says, what's up, Bob? Matt, how you doing, sir? Sean says, I got a Hawk Talon. Oh, cool. Auto on its way. Did you get that? Oh, JW Benzinger just started following me on Instagram. I'm like, ooh, maybe he'll come on my show someday. But that Hawk Talon Auto, very, very nice. I was going to ask if you got that at a certain place, but I was thinking of a different knife. Let's see. 58 from Dave G. 58, good number. That's solid. Serrations rule. I do like serrations a lot, especially, well, I like serrations a lot. Red Flag Blade says, I honestly don't know how many I have. I have a large suitcase, Rubbermaid tote, 5-gallon bucket, and a bunch of random caches. That's awesome, man. 5-gallon bucket. 5 gallons of knives. I buy my knives by the gallon. It's like clothes by the pound. James Hart said new knife is the Cold Steel OSS Dagger. Very nice. It came very sharp. I love the OSS. This was kind of based on that. Cesario, nice to have you here, Cesario. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and good folks. I hope all is well. I want to say 30-ish. It doesn't include the weapons rack in my front window with various swords and long weapons. You keep your weapons rack in the front window? I'm so paranoid, Cesario. I'm like, people would come in and try and kill me with my own sword, but chances are people would not do that. This I based on the OSS, dimensionally and otherwise. It was inspired. Benedict Odie, nice to have you here, Ben Odie. I did not make this, by the way, in case you're new. I had this made, or my parents had this made, but it was my design. You know what I'm saying. It's Bob Lovelace's design, my take on Bob Lovelace's design, made by Matt Chase. I had very little to do with it. Benedict Odie says, good evening, fellow junkies. I hate to wager a guess, but it's probably near 400. Shh. Yeah. What is said in Thursday Night Knives stays in yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows? What's in a number? Hero Stick says, got a box from Way of Knife to open. Some of my favorite back from the spa. Way of Knife. What does Way of Knife do? What kind of, is it all sorts of spa work on your knives? Let me know. Big fan of Way of Knife, says Mr. Mouse. They really have stepped up their mod game. Oh, I feel like I was following them on my last Instagram account. Kilkenny, good to have you here, Kilkenny. Good evening, junkies. I guess about 40 knives, but turns out it's closer to 60. Funny how that happens. Hashtag knife. It just happened. I swear I thought I only had 40. Ooh. Way of Knife. Okay. It's not just a way of life. Oh, I wish I didn't know about this now. Those look like some nice knives. I might have to take a look at. Very nice. Way of Knife. Let's see if I can remember that. If I can remember it in 2 hours, then I deserve to buy whatever I see. Jerry C., nice to have you here, Jerry. Good evening, all. Another awesome Thursday Night Knives. Whoosh. Good to have you here, man. Dave says, Bob, what was your ESK knife today? Oh, I'm gonna get to that. But it's big, and I haven't carried it in a little while. But when I get to the pocket check, you will see that. Thank you for asking. As a matter of fact, I will show you a new ESK for all time here in a minute. Brown Sugar, nice to have you here, Brown Sugar. Hello, Bob. How are you? I'm doing all right. How are you doing? It's everything's better now. It was one of those weeks last week. Adrian Fighter 35, nice to have you here, Adrian. Welcome to you and yours. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Currently have 36 knives, or I'm sorry, little number reversal there. 63 knives, 3 machetes, and an axe. It's a starter collection. Hope your wife is doing okay, good sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. She is tough, like high carbon steel. And that sounds corny as hell, but I realize that's what it is. She's got toughness. Yes, strength, but toughness. And that's super important. Bobby Rains. How you doing, Bobby? Evening, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well. Well, this is perfect timing because I was just about to show this beauty. Okay, speaking of Bobby Rains, I got my Rainmaker Bowie, and it has not left my side or my bag since I got it. And here it is. First of all, let me just show you how beautiful this sheath is. Gorgeous shape, beautiful. I mean, no guessing what kind of knife you have in there. Just a beautiful shape to it overall. Nice and thick. I think it's a double welt or triple welt. I don't know. It's got a nice, you're not cutting through this any which way, manner, or form. So nice and thick, but not too much. Great little stud here. Beautiful pattern in there. It's a perfect Bowie sheath. And then underneath or within lies a perfect fighting Bowie right there. Look at that beauty. I'm going to leave it there for a second. I'm going to grab a microfiber cloth. There is wax on the blade, and it's trapped inside there. It's nourishing both the blade and the leather, but to get a nice look at it until that all wipes away, you do that. A absolutely stunning and beautiful fighting Bowie knife. This thing is amazing. It's got this very, very interesting handle. We talked about this, the handle concept during our podcast, but now that I have this in hand, I really, really get it. First of all, nice long 1/4 inch, 10-inch long blade with a 0 ground sharpened swedge. Bobby's gonna have to remind me what kind of steel this is. I think it was 52-100. Is that correct? He's like, no, that's not even close, but he can drop that in the comments. And also the other material a little bit, but really, really nice, long, thin fighting blade, super point that is nicely kind of reinforced. You can see how it kind of widens out right at the tip. Razor sharp edge, hand rubbed, beautiful. This guard is insane. It's got this nice detail here, this chamfering, which kind of makes it look like a blade in and of itself. And then this nice pinch point. I don't know what you call this, a throat or a chape or a ferrule or something. It's got a name. Just don't remember what it is or what it is. But it for me, it is a great, oops, sorry about that. It's a great pinch point for where I'm allowing the knife to turn in my hand, and I'm using it percussively, kind of like with back cuts and snap cuts. Actually, not so much with snap cuts, but with back cuts, I've been using, it's more comfortable for me to come right up here into this thin portion. And then you just have like this weight in the pommel that makes the tip that's 10 inches out so lively. Let me show you what I mean right here. It moves kind of like a sword in that it's got weight back here that counterbalances this long blade, and it makes it really easy to move. And do you know what I mean? It gets the tip where you need it to be. It has the opposite of chopping weight. It doesn't feel like a chopping Bowie. I don't have any like the Puzon Predator Hunter Bowie is an extreme version of a Bowie knife that has a chopping energy. This does not. This has like a dueling energy because that tip can just move wherever you need it to go, like really easily. And I think that has to do with this counterbalance, this counterweight back here in the pommel. Just a beautiful, beautiful knife, and I'm so excited about it. And I think that's desert ironwood. Look at that. I think that's desert ironwood. So maybe Bobby can chime in and let me know what I don't know. And then when I do my close-up video, I'll actually know what I'm talking about. I'm glad I caught the live stream, says Jacob. I'm watching with my new wife. Congratulations to you, Jacob, and best wishes to you, new wife. So glad to hear about this. I got married 2 weeks ago in Ventura, California. Beautiful. Reception went well, but the photographer dented my stepdad's car climbing on for a photo. You Mama Luke, what are you doing? You don't climb onto a man's car. Even if it's, no, that's bad. But anyway, despite that, sounds like an amazing day. My wedding was one of the most amazing days of my life. So again, send me your mailing address, please, Jacob. Send me your mailing address to TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. Fred Ferbemeyer, nice to have you here, Fred. Good evening, everyone. Great to be here. Sorry, I had to wet my whistle. Great to have you here. Pace says, now I want to do an actual count. Don't. You know what? Doing the mathematics in life can be painful when you think about, when you estimate how many hours you've wasted in a week, and then like, what do I probably average? And then you spread that out. How long have I been doing this? I've been wasting time this way for a couple of years. And then you start figuring out and doing math about how much time you've wasted or that kind of thing. Oh, it'll drive you mad. So maybe you want to reconsider pace. Maybe you just want to generalize. That looks like about 150 over there, and that's probably like 200 over there. Let's call it 250. Todd Carr says, good evening, Bob, Jim, and everyone. Todd, nice to have you here, sir. Commander Bell, we no longer keep count of how many knives I own. Yes, we and I. Yes, good. Scott, well, yes, me neither. It fluctuates, why bother keeping count? Why get attached to a number when it's just going to change? It's like foxhole friends or Scott Winters, nice to have you here, Scott. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies from Virginia Beach. At least 100 plus, but if my wife asks, it's about 20, which is the similar answer to firearms. Oh, your man cave must be awesome. #knife, he says. Well, what's her answer to high heels and bags or whatever it is? And maybe not high heels, but shoes and bags, two things that women definitely love. I mean, that's scientifically proven. Or boots. They love boots too. Fishbag says, I only keep a running tab on the cold steel part of my collection. Which number? About 200. Craig, did you get the black rhino? Did you ever get the black rhino? On the number of non-cold steels, it's at least that or a bit more. So that's what my estimate is based on. I think it was you, Craig. Didn't you find a black rhino for sale? That is one of those ones that got away from ages ago. Shane, how you doing, sir? Edgy American Blade Works, the maker of this very cool knife that I always have close at hand. This beautiful junkie. Shane says, Edgy American says, I've narrowed my collection to knives I actually love, less than 15. Excuse me. I have 2 of your old knives, and I love those knives. 2 of them are, they're both Spydercos. Benny's dad says, Benny's dad, nice to have you here. Evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. I'm probably a lightweight compared to many folks here. I currently have almost 150. No, I wouldn't say a lightweight at all. I mean, I think everyone collects to their desire and means. And most people think that untethered collecting is weird, and I think it is too, except I do that, and I realized it took me a long time to realize I'm a collector, and I'm one of those weirdos I used to talk about. So 150 is a lot of damn knives, or depending on how crazy the company is you keep, it's not. So OG Blade Reviews, chief enabler. It's so good to have you here, Dave. By the way, Bob, thanks for the tip on AWT. They're getting a lot of my biz. All right, so he's talking about these here. I'm going to put this away for a little while, and then I'm going to pull it out again because it's so beautiful. He's talking about these scales, the advanced weapons technology scales. I got them for the Yo Jumbo here, and then I got the brick red ones for my 20 CV. It was a 20 CV and whatchamacallit, 20 CV and carbon fiber exclusive from DLT. I never liked the handle really, but I love the blade. I finally got off my duff and got a really sweet set of scales. I just love the advanced weapons technology scales for Spyderco, and then they saved my my mini Griptilian years ago with their first set of scales they ever put out, and they were very basic and blocky, but way more comfortable than the cheap, cheesy handles from Benchmade. Fred Vermeyer says, most of my then wife will ever know. I'm sorry. Wow. More than my wife will ever know. Yes, I think without saying the quiet part out loud, I think we all kind of feel that way. But here's the thing, it gets murky. For me, a lot of them, I mean, I wouldn't have nearly what I have if I hadn't received a lot of knives. Dave says, Bob, do you have a grail you are still chasing? I have, yes. And by chasing, I'm not actively seeking these things so much, but I look forward to one day getting them. And here are a few of them. A Bill Bagwell Bowie, a Hell's Bells Bill Bagwell Bowie. I would love to have in my collection. I would love to have a Randall number 14 attack. I would love to have a Miguel Barbudo anything, but most specifically one of his traditional navajas. He's a Spanish knife maker that makes astoundingly beautiful stuff. And then another folder. I would love to get a squale, a custom squale from Charles Marlowe with, I mean, if I'm going there, with stag handle and titanium bolsters and his beautiful blade. His knives are just so gorgeous, and there's there's so few of them that makes it even more maddening. Todd Carr says, including folders, and thank you for the question. There are probably many others that I'm just not thinking of. Todd Carr says, including folders, fixed blades, and multi-tools between 115 and 175. That's good. You got to have a spread, I think. I mean, I like having a spread. Shane says, I've had knives I love but never carried, so I passed those on too. I know Shane gave away thousands of dollars worth of knives a few years back. I remember him telling me. All right, let me show you this. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door says, hello, Bob, Jim, and all the awesome junkies. Angry Tom, great having you, man. Man, oh man, it's hot in my neck of the woods. Oh, where are you? Or whereabouts generally? And as you're typing that in, let me show you the this month's Gentleman Junkie giveaway knife for August. I just got these sent to me from Carrie of Off Grid Knives. Excuse me. These are the latest in the Mamba series. These are Mamba EDC series. We're going to be giving away the black one. This beautiful black knife. This has M398 steel. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Your eyes are not deceiving you. M398, the first M398 in my collection. The only other company I know who uses that is, I think Microtech might. Beautifully milled titanium handle. You can see the chamfering is actually nice and curvy. It is very comfortable in hand. This is a supremely comfortable knife. It has a great blade, that sort of sharp sheep's foot, let's call it. Sharp sheep's foot, or heavily, severely modified Wharncliffe. But just a beautiful cutting blade. We know this blade shape from Off Grid Knives from The Black Mamba series, and the large one and the small one, and their Ruffian, I think they called it. So a lot of knives with this profile from them, both small and large. This one in titanium and M398 blade steel will be the Gentleman Junkie giveaway thank you knife for August. So this will be a great one to give away. It also comes in this gray wash, interesting gray wash. I have my collection of off-grid knives favors the gray colorway. All right. So yeah, become a Gentleman Junkie. Go to TheKnifeJunkie.com/Patreon. You can sign up there, or you can become a member right here on YouTube and also be a Gentleman Junkie. Kind of the same thing. You'll get thrown on the same wheel to be chosen to win. I'm sorry, I just lost my place looking at all these knives. Beatus Blades, ha 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 ha. Sorry, that was terrible. Ha ha, yeah. Triple digits closer to 4, closer to 2 than 4. That's for me to know. Yeah, for you to know. But I mean, let's face it. If it's a hobby that in any way brings in income or is has you doing a thing like fixing knives, too many for sure, says Rem Raff. Good to have you here, Rem. Nice to have you. Yeah, too many for sure. But look at it this way. If the bottom falls out, you have a lot of great bartering items. People come by, you're like, I'll take that turkey here. Here's a Spartan dagger. It'll help with the roving dogs. Oh, God, how terrible. Edgarito, good to have you here, Edgarito. What's up? I got about 350 navs. 350, that's a solid number. You know, a little closer to 500 than. Let's see. Mike Johnston says, hello, Bob. Mike, good to have you here. Hello, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. I'm near 200 modern folders, over 100 slip joints and traditionals. God love you. I'm slipping into a slip joint and traditional phase right now. 60 fixed blades. After 32 years in food service, I keep the kitchen knives separate. Yes, I think I do too. And just because though I have a couple of custom kitchen knives that will never go back. I just love those knives. They're so thin. Jody Darden, good to have you here, Jody. Got to be about 100 now. 100. You keep going. Someday you'll get to 200, and then it gets easier. Karen Slavin, nice to have you here, James. Good evening, all. I don't have an exact count, but it's still somewhere between that's nice and are you kidding me? And always looking to add to the collection. Hashtag night. Are you kidding? Oh, that's nice. Are you kidding me? I like that. Oh, that's nice. What? Hero Stick says, gave away a couple Finches, a handful of Civivis, Bestex, CJRBs, and a few inexpensive but cool custom fixies to non-knifed friends and fam. Yes, I do that too. Doesn't assuage the guilt, but it gets me part of the way. No, I'm just kidding. I do like doing that though, especially with friends at work. Paul Mills, nice to have you here, Paul. Here are a couple of here. Okay, let me show you this real quick. I said slip joint phase that I'm slipping back into. Here are a couple I've been digging, especially this lately. And then I just pulled this one out again. What a great knife. I need to make a big leather slip for this one. Let's see. Rem says, nah, one can never have enough quality blades. American manufactured is my preference. Yeah, for many, mine too. And I know a lot of people are balking because I'm showing case, but I've always had a soft spot in my heart for case. Certain lines like the yellow Del Rin and the basically the chrome vanadium and the carbon steel, they just pay more attention to them, I think. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door says, I probably have 120 knives, half slip joints, half folders, 20 to 25 fixed blades, and a buttload of leather slips. Yeah, buttload. That's a great measurement. Anything to avoid the metric system. Edgy American Blade says, Bob, is it too early to celebrate the dismantling of the NFA? I don't know what that is. God, NFA. I don't know what that is, man. NFA? God, I know everyone's probably saying, does this man not read the newspapers? And you would be right. I have stopped. I've been dealing with a lot of crap, and lately getting angry at the news is not doing it for me. Todd Carr says, love the sheath on the OSS Dagger. I'm trying to think of what it's like, a standard Kydex, isn't it? NFA. Let me know what that is, and I'll probably say, oh yeah, of course. Jarl, good to have you here, Jarl. Hello, Bob and Jim. Can't decide on which Microtech manual knife to buy first. I mean, SOCOM. I love the SOCOM. I really also very much like the new SOCOM with the ram lock. I know a lot of people don't like the giant finger choil. It totally does not bother me on that knife. I love the SOCOM series is my favorite of all the Microtech. But I would say Ray Herman says 500 plus, and Kitty took one, so 499. Yeah. I was passionately talking about something, and it totally slipped my mind. God. Don't get old, guys. Strings, how's it going, sir? What's up, guy? What's up, Bob, Jim, and knife junkies of the world? Happy Thursday night knives. Hope Queen DeMarco is doing well. Thank you. She's doing as well as can be expected, and she is indeed a queen. Yeah. And we were talking about the NFA and how I don't read the newspaper these days. So let me know what that is. Terminator Joe says, I might just have to make a video counting them. The newest edition was a Work Tough Gear Borneo. That was cool. That Parang with orange handle scales. I'm still waiting on the Nomad Camp and the Puzon Predator Bowie. Holy mackerel, man. Holy mackerel. Keep that knife room under lock and key. Edgy American Blade says, Bob, did your Homestead arrive yet? No, it has not. Oh, I can't wait for that to get here. Oh, I can't wait for that to get here. And it's going to come wearing some sweet 1931 leather like my Junkie. I'm very excited. Excuse me. Paul Mill says, I need to mod some of my knives instead of buying more. That's a Yeah. You know what though? Do it on your cheap knives, or buy some cheap knives and mod those first. Except my fret. Your fret. What's your fret? What is that? What knife is that? Ooh, look at that. Evile. Good to have you here, sir. Hi, friends. I think you stung me on my ankle about 2 weeks ago. I brushed you on the ground, stomped on you, and yelled at you like a fool. Yes, that's right. I think my neighbors even saw it. Itched for weeks. Anyway, I hate yellow jackets, but you look more orange. So anyway, welcome, Evile. I probably have 200 plus knives. Evile, are they all folders, or are you more a fixed blade guy, or equal opportunity? I mean, I go down the rabbit hole for all of it. And like I said, I go through phases. And if someone, Cesario says, if someone wants to enter without my permission, they have to get past the Pitbull and Belgian Malinois. Oh, they are so cool. And Pitbulls are sweet too. Sweethearts until they're not. Hashtag knife. My wife and I were just watching a video of Malinois doing all sorts of, it was a video she showed me, and it was contrasting a Malinois and a German Shepherd. And it was a guy in a not giant, but he was in a large conference room in the far corner. And then there was just like a whole random mess of chairs between him and the dog. And the German Shepherd very methodically picked his way through the chairs and found the quickest path and got to the target. And the Malinois just jumped and leapt and just hurled himself over the chairs and got there much quicker. It was very, very, very interesting. Went straight for it. Johnny Evans, nice to have you here, Johnny. He's gotten some cool mods done from on some of his blades from Matthew Culbertson. Serrations. Hello, everyone. Just getting home from selling catfish and barbecue all day. Oh my God, that sounds delicious. But I know the cobbler's children wear no shoes. Edgy American Blade says, Adrian Fighter 35, I use my coffee mug every morning and remember how kind you were. Oh, that's so nice. Is that Terzuola mug? All I know for sure is it's over 300, says Johnny. The most by one manufacturer is 57 by TKL and Cold Steel close behind. 57 TKL knives. I mean, I have a lot of TKL knives, but I don't have close to 57. That is disgustingly admirable. I am horrifyingly jealous. Terminator Joe says, Rainmaker, love the name, love the knife, let it rain blood. It is a beautiful knife. It is a beautiful knife. I will make some videos of me doing Carenza with it. It makes me feel that Rainmaker is fire, Bob. Yes, it is indeed. Speaking as a man who knows, Sean himself has one. String says, I actually have significantly less knives than I had a month ago. Our wedding is going to be expensive. And on top of that, my property taxes on 2 homes went up 280% this year. That is insane. Damn, Strings. What state do you live in? God, that's terrible. Ugh, that makes me want to vomit. Sorry about that. Whew, dang. Well, congratulations. Well, look forward to hearing about your wedding, I should say. Seth Lang, nice to have you here, Seth. Hello, good people. I've tried counting them all before, but I've never been good with math. My bank account reflects that as well. Hashtag knife. It's like the knife collector, gun collector, car collector, poor decisions, Venn diagram. Hello, Bob, Jim, and company. Remember, the answer to the ultimate question of life, of the universe, and everything is 42. That's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Is that right? Is that right? I think that's what that is. Is that right? Todd Carr, nice to have you here, Todd. I already said that. Sorry, guys. Nimble and quick in hand is a dangerous combination. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And the balance is so nice. That Rainmaker is almost like a gentleman's Bowie, very classy. Yeah. I mean, it's not even almost. This gentleman, I'm the gentleman. This is the Bowie. David Judice, nice to have you here, David. I love a Bowie, my favorite knife. Yes, mine too. And I'm just crushing on that guard. I love the guard on this, and the long, slender blade. Everything. I love everything about this knife. Yep. Johnny Evans says, I hope to get one of the new 007 Shoguns tomorrow. Make it 58. Shoguns. Does that mean it's got a Tsukamaki wrap or something like that? Is that one of those ones done by Michael of Auxiliary Manufacturing? David says, I posted my new monkey fist made on IG and Facebook. Oh, cool. Monkey fists are cool. Did you put a ball bearing in there? Bob married way up, y'all. No offense, Bob. Thank you. Yes, you are correct, sir. I did marry way up. It's funny. I was thinking that the other day. It's nice. I lucked out. OG Blade Review says, congrats on the new Bowie, Bob. Oh, I thank you very much, Dave. You certainly sent me down a big fixed blade path, latest being the RMJ Sapper. Wait, which one's the Sapper? Oh, snap. Which one's the Sapper? I love all the RMJ knives and own none of the RMJ knives. I love that big sort of recurve short sword they have. Hobbyist, good to have you here, Hobbyist 77. Good evening, he says. Well, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see, we're about to, oh, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Fixed blade sapper. I mean, that recurve is insane. I gotta say, with the harpoon swedge, what do you think on that knife that does. Let me know what do you think the harpoon swedge on that knife does. I'm curious. Like, do you think it keeps the tip from from becoming too fine while still allowing it to be a really good thrusting knife? I'm starting to think that's what the real benefit of a harpoon is, a harpoon swedge. It doesn't just look cool, which I don't think it does. I'm not a huge harpoon swedge fan, but I think there's a real actual utility to it, and I think that's what it is. I think it makes it very penetrative without compromising the tip by being too fine. Let me know if that sounds right. Sean Clark says, for people with 100 knives, where do you keep them? I'm trying to find a good way to store them when not using them. I keep mine in Craftsman tool chests. You know, they roll around on casters and they have big, nice drawers. And, you know, it's what mechanics keep their tools in. And I keep them in those. And they're great. They lock up. They're pretty robust. You know, you can get into anything, but it's a nice way to keep them even out of, like, if you have little kids and they are interested in your knives, it's a great way to keep them locked up. But also just to keep it tidy. I don't like seeing, believe it or not, I don't like seeing knives all over the place all the time in this room. Sometimes it just gets to me. So it's a good way to keep them out of sight too. Cat Scratch Knives. Good to have you here, Cat Scratch. Hello, everybody. Well, hello, Cat Scratch Knives. Nice to have you here with us. Bobby, glad you've been enjoying your knife, Bob. The blade is 80 CRV2. I knew that. Handle is black walnut. I knew that too, but I'm going to write it down. 80 CRV2 and black walnut. I mean, to say I've been enjoying the knife is an understatement. It's been like a bonding kind of thing. 80 CRV2. It's like kind of when you get like a new animal. Black walnut. You're like, I like, for the first year I had my dog, our dog, and I still feel this way. You're still an animal. I love you dearly. You're still an animal. So even if I'm getting up in your face, I'm still gonna have a contingency plan. He could still snap and tear my face off before I could even think about it. But my point is, you know, this is kind of like having a wild animal that's just barely tamed. It's like you're beautiful, you're sublime, you know, beautiful and dangerous at the same time. You know, will you? I don't know. Anyway, it is like starting a new relationship. Johnny Evans says, my very good knife company, Hawk, is very similar looking to that knife you just showed, and I've been carrying it every day since I got it. The Hawk is the one that is a Warncliffe, right? That's a Warncliffe, I think, or like a Saks kind of. Hero Sticks, those AWT scales are awesome. They really are. They are super sweet. Big fan. If I own a Spyderco, it has AWT on it. Oh, really? Do you have a Bodacious? I think those things look bodacious. I want to get one. As a matter of fact, I don't care to get a Shaman. I want a Bodacious. Johnny Evans says, I have 4 sheaths from 1931 Leatherworks coming in the next couple of days. I'm excited about it. I love his leather. Johnny, did you have to send him the knife? I'm sure you did, but I'm curious. I own obsidian spearheads. We place I can take it to get converted to a knife. No, but I would suggest, if you're asking how do you get this obsidian spearhead turned into a knife, I would suggest you follow the Primal Skills guys on YouTube. Donnie Dust is one. I doubt he would do it, but there are other guys who show off how to nap, and maybe get some ideas for them or ask them advice, and maybe they'll do it, or who knows. But I would go that route. There are guys who specialize in Paleolithic survival skills. And I put that in quotes. I don't know why. Bam Bam, good to have you here, Bam Bam Oliveira. I'm over here enjoying the night, sharpening my boss's knife with a Ken Onion Edition blade, grinding attachment. Yeah, total therapy. But I could never keep more than 10 knives for the love of giving them away. Oh, I like giving them away too. But what are you sharpening for your boss? What's the knife? Shane says, I'm shocked Off-Grid hasn't gained more traction. They make a great hard use knife. Just little hype. Well, yep. And they don't sell at any of the, major distributors like Blade HQ or any of those places. It's just direct sales and Amazon for them. So it's a tidy little business model, I think, for him. Jock's Knife, good to have you here, Jock. Bob, Jim, gentlemen, junkies. Bob, Jim, gentlemen, junkies. Good morning, fine sirs from across the pond. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you have something stronger to drink this morning than the water I'm drinking. And by that, I mean good coffee. Dave says, I love Off-Grid. One of today's carry was the Cayman. Oh, man. And you know what else? That Cayman is awesome. And the large Cayman is even awesomer. But this Polaris XL, man, this thing is awesome. Another one from the Elite line, like the ones like the ones I was just showing you. Seems logical. Nice to have you here. Seems logical. I have 73 knives currently, 75 if you count swords and machetes. Yeah, of course we count swords and machetes. Unless you don't want to, unless you want to keep that separate and then say that, well, you can have 75 knives. You just have to buy 2 more. And I'm totally down with that mode of justification. Brian Croasdale, good to have you here, Brian. Hi, Bob. Somewhere around 150, but that includes folders, fixed wall hangers, but it's hard to lump a $5,000 grail in with a $100 well-made user in the same total. That's interesting. That is an interesting thought. I mean, to me, if it's got a blade, it goes into the count, except for the kitchen knives. But I totally hear that. It almost seems like they're 2 different things, because you're probably way less likely to bust out that $5,000 knife just to do some cut like you would from a cheap one. Johnny Evans says the Off-Grid rapid fire Warncliffe is in my truck. Me too. Me too. The orange handle one with the window breaker. I love the flip out going down the road. It's solid. It makes the coolest sound when you open it. That's mine too. And it's got the killer serrations. That thing's awesome. Brian says, I have so many knives lately, and I've sold so many knives lately, and in doing so, have been handling all my knives to see what is worth keeping. And now my collection is comprised of what I can't part with. Man, yeah, that's hard to do. All right, hang on. I want to show you. We're going to do a pocket check in a minute, but I want to show you this giveaway knife. Over Under Pull says, oh, good to have you here, Over Under Pull. Never enough knives. Hope to get my hands on 007 from Tomas Alas and T. Kell, but has been difficult. Yeah, a lot of demand. This knife tonight, we're going to be giving away to anyone who can type #knife. I was showing in the comments, I was showing that Off-Grid Knives Mamba EDC before. That will be the giveaway for the Gentleman Junkies this month. And so that's for just people who support the show. But tonight, it's anyone who's here. And that's usually how we do our giveaways, except for that 3rd Thursday of every month, which is reserved for the junkies, Gentleman Junkies. So you like this Send Cut Bronte? Can you type #knife in the chat? We will be selecting the person who wins this. Let's see if I can do this with my left hand right after we do a pocket check. So gorgeous 9CR 15 MOV. Is it 9CR 15, 9CR 18, whatever it is. It's a 9CR steel. Send Cut's awesome. The little brother to Civivi. Micarta, really, really nice knife. We're going to give that one away. But first, let's do a pocket check.
What's in his pocket? Let's find out. Here's the Knife Junkie with his pocket check of knives.
Today, in my front right pocket, I carried the Emerson Knives P-Tac. This is the re-release of the Persian, which was a much coveted knife by Emerson from the kind of the first earliest days of his tactical production knives. That's when he moved from making the super sweet custom handmade to the semi-handmade production knives. Always wanted a Persian, and then about a year and a half ago, he re-released them as the P-Tac, and it is in the standard 154 cm blade steel and black G10 as per the standard recipe for Emerson, with the titanium liners and the chisel edge. Really, really awesome knife. Great point to that, and just, I mean, obviously a very combatives oriented knife. All right, next up, this one I've been carrying so much and kind of got me started back into slip joints. Not that I've ever been uninterested, but you know how intensity flares in one area of your collecting or your hobby. And for me, it's flaring up for the umpteenth time in the slip joint sector. And this incredible Stockman from Gateway series of Jack Wolf knives is really what started it. That blue bone is gorgeous. I'm a sucker for really nicely dyed bone, and that is very nicely dyed bone. I'm not sure if it's standard cattle bone or if it's camel bone, which is sometimes used, but it has that sort of curved and palm filling Stockman style handle and that beautiful clip point blade. 14C28N blade steel is part of what makes this a Gateway. You can see that it's got incredible fit. Look at that. Look at where the blade meets the back spring. You can barely see a seam there. Let me see if I can get closer. Look at that. I mean, that is incredible fit. The finish is a little less, slightly less flashy, but the fit and finish are great. The fit and finish are great. The materials are lesser than the premium stuff, and there's less finish in terms of polish and that kind of stuff. But man, the way these knives are put together are incredible. I busted out this one too because I've been digging this one also. This is the ebony handled. Sorry, right up in your face. This is the ebony handled equal end cigar jack thing, and I also from Gateway. A great knife. But anyway, as per usual lately, I had this one kicking it in my pocket, and I've been carrying it around in this old Knives ship-free leather slip. Kind of a generic one I put all slip joints in that aren't Jack Wolf knives, basically. For my belt carry today, I had the TKL Knives Agent 005. Speaking of TKL and agents, I really like this knife. It's a very subtle clip point blade, and it's just nice and thin, and would be a hell of a knife in a fight, as would all agent knives. But this one is also just kind of a friendly. Maybe it doesn't look friendly to most people. It's sort of just a friendly do-all EDC knife when you get over the fact that it's optimized for fighting. This one is in S35VN. Yeah, S35VN. I forgot because they don't use TKL knives. Doesn't use that blade steel too often. Really nicely milled, beautifully done in collaboration with NCC for that incredible milling. Look at the chamfering around the jimping. Look at the step milling on the bevel there. Just so cool. Great knife. And then my emotional support knife today was the very large cold steel Tonto 12. This was like the first day I wasn't carrying the Rainmaker as my ESK. I've been carrying it, well, every day since I got it. And today I was like, okay, I'm going to go for something. What's the opposite of a Bowie? I picked the Tonto. And so that's what I had on me today, just in case. And now this one has a nice balance too. As I was talking about the Rainmaker Bowie having a light and lively tip, being able to move it very quickly to where it needs to go. This has a similar quality to it, but it achieves that balance in a different way. I'm not sure how, but I think it must be weight at this side of the handle or this side of the knife. this piece, whatever. Anyway, this is what I had on me. What were you guys carrying? I had the emotional support knife, which if you're new to the show, I was not carrying this on my person. My emotional support knives usually are large fixed blade knives, and they're with me in the car, in my EDC bag, somewhere close at hand. But I'm not saying I carry that on me. I wish I could, but I live somewhere where people would pearl clutch themselves to death. And I don't want to be responsible for that. Jacob Green says, my mom told the photographer to climb on the car. Oh, no. The look of horror on my stepdad's face was priceless. But the best part was when my mom said it was payback for her car. What? Uh-oh. What happened to her car? National Firearms Act. What's happening to that? Or what is it? Is it good? Oh, shit. Well, doesn't matter because no one's taken mine. Oh, the unconstitutional National Firearms Act. Oh no, I don't know about this. I gotta read up on this. Well, gonna have a lot of stubborn people not wanting to give up their stuff. Todd Carr says, with case, you pretty much have to try before you buy these days because of QC issues, which is disappointing that the quality has dropped over time. So yeah, for sure. I mean, you can always count. I always just know that I'm going to resharpen them. That's no big deal. I don't count on them or care much about them being centered as long as they don't rub the liners. With those two things, and if I get carbon steel, I'm usually in the clear because I've accepted those things. I know why I buy these knives. I buy them for nostalgic purposes. Dave says my collection consists of exactly only one slip joint. A lot of people don't like them, and I get it. It's like, why have a knife that doesn't lock when you can have a knife that locks? I buy case knives for the nostalgia factor, but also they have the chrome vanadium for my purposes cuts really well. You can get them very sharp, but also the bone, the dyed bone on their other knives, obviously not the one I was just showing, is just so beautiful. I just love looking at their handles like this. Look at that. That is beautiful to me. David Judy says, Second Amendment shall not be infringed upon. Any law banning or restricting weapons is unconstitutional. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I got several of them right here in front of me. Scott Winter says, NFA, National Firearms Act from 1934, suppressors, short barrel rifles, and shotguns, but no full autos yet. Oh, jeez, man. NFA is what makes full auto guns and suppressors illegal unless you pay the money for a stamp and get a background check. Okay. All right. Okay. Yikes. Man, don't. Is case under new management? That's usually one reason why QC drops. Speaking of which, Cold Steel has been under new owners for about a year now. Has the quality remained the same? Let's see. Case has been owned by Zippo for a long time. Their QC has not been. It's not been a recent drop. I wouldn't say it's been precipitous. I would just say that their QC, at least in the last 10 years, has not been great, and it's sort of catch can. Cold Steel has been under new ownership for a little over 5 years now, and their quality, in my opinion, they've been owned by GSM for a little over 5 years. The reason I know it's 5 years is that Lynn Thompson's non-compete was 5 years in length, and it's now over, so a little bit over 5 years. And no, I think the quality has been great. What do you guys think? I have not had any disappointments with Cold Steel since GSM took over. And one thing I found disappointing was right after. Hey, Miranda, how's it going? Happy Thursday Night Knives to you. Right after GSM took over and they released this knife, I think this knife was already in the works. I thought the handle was cheaper than usual. And I was like, oh no, Cold Steel is going down a dark path. But it wasn't true. It was just, I think this is a cheap handle. It doesn't feel as good as the other Grivery, but I've always been wanting to get a handle made for this anyway. So always been wanting, you know what I mean. Lost Shark, hello. Good to have you here, Lost Shark. Hello, all fellow junkies, Bob and Jim. How many knives, huh? I tried to keep that knife count literally to the amount I can carry, which is probably 19 to 20 pounds of steel. Hey man, depending on your lifestyle, that's, they say, in every Robert De Niro movie, walk away, shut it down, walk away. You got to be able to like leave whatever it is. You got to walk away. Case is supposed to be opening a new manufacturing plant in Tennessee soon. I think not Knoxville or Chattanooga. That would be so cool. I don't know why I think that'd be sweet, but I love that. Well, I like the idea of American companies expanding. I like that. I wish I had the energy to own Malinois. Yeah. Right. I think you do. I think what am I trying to say? People rush into cute and great looking dogs, not realizing like those Australian shepherds are so cool. Blue heelers. They are such cool dogs, but wow, my friend had one and luckily my friend was really a dog guy and like loved, but that dog would have driven me nuts. You go into the other room and he's herding you back. Like he's constantly on the move. 1 minute knife review. Nice to have you here, sir. Hello, everybody. Well, hello to you. Hope you're doing great. Evile says, most of mine are folders. I need to do like Shane and get rid of a ton of them. I have way too many and don't carry a lot of them. Here's the thing. Like I have a lot of I have a lot of great folders. And then I have a lot of like really good folders. Like Civivis are really good folders. And I have really pared down my Civivi collection. They send me stuff and I give it away. I don't give it all away, but I've given most of it away. And I'm looking to give all the stuff that hasn't been given to me sentimentally, by friends and family from Civivi. I'm looking to eventually get rid of it all. Johnny Evans says, Bob, your eyes light up when you can't quit playing with your new toy. I know. It is sweet. I've had a couple of imaginary duels where I've defended my honor, the honor of my family, taking care of business with the Rainmaker. Edgy American Blade says, I just feel bad when I have so many knives that some get no attention. Yeah, it makes you feel like you just, I don't know. For me, it can feel like clutter. Now, to me, it's not the knives, it's everything else. 1 minute knife review says, never count your knives. My wife might find out how many you actually have. Yeah. Sage advice. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Numbers. It's all in the air. Jock's Knife says, Bob, I have something on the way to you. Okay, cool. I'll keep my eyes peeled every time. So Jock sends me stuff. I'll check it out for a month or however long I have it, and then I'll send it to him. He's the owner, but I will check it out in the meantime. And it happens without fail. He'll let me know, and he could let me know, and a package could arrive in 5 minutes, and I'd forget, and I'd open it up, and I'd be like, wow, Emerson Knives is just sending me stuff out of the blue. This is so cool, or whatever. This has happened to me numerous times. Turner CNC. What, they like the channel? What, are they just sending me like $1,000 worth of knives? This is not mine. Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I know when something strange shows up that I didn't buy, that it's not a very generous knife maker just randomly sending me $1,000 worth of knives. Edgy American Blade says, I'd rather pass them to someone who can appreciate them like I did. That is a good feeling. Or to get people started. I've gotten a number of people started, and not to brag, but I'm sure we all have. Like, it's great. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door says, sorry, this may be off topic, Bob. How many people have their collections insured? I don't have mine specifically insured, but it is a rider on my home. Well, yeah, so I guess it is. Yeah, mine's insured on my homeowner's insurance, but probably needs to be updated in terms of value. That's another thing. Like, that's like putting in the value is something that you probably want to do in private, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. It certainly might only be one other person's business in your life. Lost Shark says, yes, 42 is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Okay, thought so. I didn't read that. I saw the movie, and my best friend, he read every single book ever. Jay Wesley says, how's it? Jay Wesley, how you doing, sir? My inventory doc lists 154 folders, 53 fixed blades, and 11 various swords, sticks, and canes. I think it's a big collection until I talk to real knife collectors. Jay, send me an email at TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. Jay Wesley. Send me an email, TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. Strings says, I'm in deep southern Illinois. I can spit and hit Kentucky where I live. Even though it's 6 hours to Chicago, their policies screw us down here. If it keeps up, we will be selling and going deeper south. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, Illinois has always been, especially Chicago, has always been very prohibitive with their with weapons, right? Only allowing the criminals to have them. Logan, nice to have you here, Logan. If you're Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, thank you for your service. I just gave, assuming that's why that's there, I just gave a couple away, but I'm sure I have over 200 folders and maybe 15 to 20 fixed blades, most inexpensive, but a few Grail folders, older ZTs, and an ADV. Oh, man, I like the Andre de Villiers. Who is it? Donnie B all day just posted a video today of a Bowie knife on ADV. It looks so cool. I keep mine in Pelican cases or cheaper knockoffs. Okay, here's the pro of the Pelican case. Obviously, good to travel with. B, you can lock them up. C, the humidity thing. Don't they have? The one thing that I'm not so crazy about is that they're very portable. They're very easy to grab and go. The big Craftsman tool chest, yeah, with some time and some elbow grease and people helping, you could carry these things out, roll them out, and carry them out. But they're harder than just grabbing a Pelican case, and that's always been my one misgiving, because I think they look cool, and with the foam cutouts, that really taps into, like, the part of me that wants a briefcase that opens up and has a styrofoam cutout with an Uzi and a silencer and a couple of magazines and a dagger. Like, who doesn't want something? You open it up, everything's fully. Yeah. Anyway, Pelicans are sweet, but that's the one thing. Too easy to grab. Dave says knife rolls and cases. Rolls. So I use knife rolls when I travel. It's usually a knife roll for the folders, and then the fixed blades just get thrown in various bags. Hey, Matthew. Speak of the devil. Well, speaking of Matthew, because we were just talking about your serrations, 80 CRV2 sharpens really well. I love that picture of you and your wife too. That's awesome. Yeah, it sharpens really well, and I gotta say, man, it is, this right here is so incredibly sharp. 80 CRV2. Ooh. I don't know. I'm a lucky man. I'm a lucky man. Jock's Knife says, in response to the 100 knives, I use old office paper filing cabinets, but the desktop ones with drawers for A4 paper. I have 150 plus knives across two. Oh, in response to the 100 knives, I use old office paper filing cabinets. Okay. Desktop ones with drawers for A4 paper. Oh, I get it. The A4 size. I got you. That's your office size. Ours are 8.5 by 11. A4 paper is strange. No, I like it. It's long. James Hart says, I've got most of my knives hung on the walls of my bedroom. We need to give away this knife. Oh, well, that's cool. It's close and easy access. Oh, I don't have them here. So I have finally picked out 2 knives that I'm going to be sending to Matthew for more serrations. And one of them is the small Raja, the 3.5-inch Raja, and the other is the Mayhem. I think both of those, I can't wait to see what the Raja does. I also think the upswept blade of the Mayhem kind of needs something to catch. Not that it's not extremely sharp and weighty, but just to have a couple of those serrations in there to really drive the point home. D. Letterman, evening all. He says, well, good evening to you, good sir. Oh, wait. Before we get to this, I want to show you this. And I don't know if this is not my news to share, so I'm not going to share it. But I'm going to show you this knife again and tell you. Let's see. American Shane says, Bob, you know the Mannix ruined knife collecting for me. No need for the bodacious. I like the bodacious. I think C knife name for review. So this is the Dirk Pinkerton designed XL Navaja, and this is a prototype made by Concept. And who knows? Maybe this thing will be coming to market sometime in the next year and a half or so. Wouldn't that be cool? To me, it would be very cool. This would be I don't want to even say competition. This would just be stable mates with my other large folders, like, yes, all of my Cold Steel large folders, but also my my Bastinelli large Dragotac and my Daryl Ralph Bowies and my other large folders. I just love the large folders. There need to be more of them. And this one is a luxury version. This Spanish clip point blade stylized in that sort of contemporary manner. I know there are a couple of changes to be made to this, a sharper fuller there. Like if this were going to be produced, there would be a sharper fuller there and a slight reduction, slight by only a few millimeters reduction of width there. And this thing, I think it just needs to come out. I think there needs to be more competition in this space. In the large, absurdly large fighting folder space, there needs to be more competition. And not for nothing, I'm not totally against, my heart will always belong to the Triad lock. And then secondarily, I'm definitely warming up to the Atlas lock. But I'm not mad at having a frame lock on a knife like this. Though I would find, what's up, Josh D? What's up, fellas? How you doing, Bob? Or Bob, how you doing? Josh, I'm doing great, man. Thank you. You definitely reinforce the lock when you're up here, though back here, not as much, but it's probably not that big a deal. But I mean, is that not just one of the coolest folders you've ever seen? Honest Citizen Reviews. Good to have you here, Honest Citizen. Howdy from El Paso, Texas. Just tuning in. Well, it's great to have you here. What do you have? You have a Sodbuster in your hand and a 940. I'm Sodbuster. Just today, I bought a Sodbuster. I bought a Case Redbone Sodbuster in CV steel. See, all these knives I wanted to get, they get discontinued, they move on, you know. Now it's hard to find. RIP Bark River, says Sean Lowkey. Sean, good to have you here. And I have one of these out. Actually, this is a Bark River Bowie. This is the V44. Bob, I missed you. #knife. Thank you, Jason. It's good to have you here. We'll do that knife giveaway in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail here. But you know, if you have your Bark Rivers, don't go rushing to throw them out because you feel burned. This is long before. This is pre-scandal Bark River knives, and I think it's probably real A2 steel, and I think it was probably made here, but I don't care. My dad got it for me, and it could end up being a lump of coal. I wouldn't care. But even though it is sentimental, it is a great knife. This and the other Bowie I have, I've banged on this one, and my other one got professionally banged on. So I know that they hold up, even with their pathetic little rat-tail tangs. Lion, not a sheep. Nice to have you here, Lion. Hey, everyone. Hope y'all are having a great evening. We are, and I hope you are too. You're just in time. Bob, I still have a knife for you. Ooh. Well, who am I to say no? I don't want to be rude. Oh, okay. That sounds great. Putting this sucker away. So beautiful. But there are other things to do right now, like give away this Sencut Bronte. Now, it comes in the box with all the goodies, including the Civivi Sencut pouch and the sticker and the cloth and all that stuff. So, micarta, beautiful micarta handle. Now, it has been a slightly, I did use this a little bit, and by use, I mean just kind of fuss with it. I didn't really cut anything with it. And it has been swabbed down, and it is ready for you. Let's do this. Jim, shall we bring up the wheel? We got 76 people who want this knife. And before we roll, I just want to say, whoever wins this, send me an email with your address tonight, before you forget, to TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. And just tell me your address, your name, and everything, and I'll get it shipped to you either tomorrow or Monday. All right, let's do this in 3, 2, and 1. All right, as it goes, I will take a sip of much needed water. And it goes to Jock's knife. What do you know, Jock? What a lucky guy, Jock. This works out great. This works out great. I will be sending this to you. When I send you the knife, you will be sending me to check out. And now I'm curious what that knife will be. But over the years, Jock is a gentleman junkie. I know he's won before. And that's cool. That's cool. Great. Well, thank you for your support, of course. And I will get this in the mail to you not post haste. I will get this in the mail to you when I send the other knife to you. Dave says, believe it or not, I am eagerly seeking out the Sencut Watuaga green micarta version, discontinued and nowhere in the line or second. Oh, yeah. In line or in secondhand can I find it. That was a great knife. That's a Warncliffe knife. I remember with a button lock. I used to have that. What did I do? I must gave it to someone. Edgy American Blade says, in the pocket today, Mannix in Rex 45 and my Emerson CQC 15 in case. And I would not tangle with Shane. I don't know if you guys have met Shane, but he's about 12 feet tall. Well, he's not that much taller than I am, but he seems tall. And very, very nice guy who could flatten you, no doubt. Jason Small says, Bob, say hi to Paige and Gome. Paige and Gome, very nice. Is it Gome or Gome? Anyway, Paige, Gome, very nice to have you here. I hope you enjoy Knife Talk, and I hope you don't think this is too weird. But if you do, you'll come around. I swear. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door says, today I have my new Sugar House Syndicate Pretty Boy. Funny group of words that the mailman put out in the outbox yesterday instead of my mail slot, so I got it today. It's so annoying, man. I know it's a hard job. And I'm sure there are levels of tedium that are hard to deal with, just like in any job. But come on, man. When there's a knife in the box, put it in the right place. Canary says, carrying the Kaiser drop or a Kaiser drop bear. I'm glad you said a, because I was going to say which one, because they got a lot. That's one of their cash cow knives, I think. Sean Lokey says, carrying that Lon Humphrey minigun and Nafslander 2 today. How cool. I love Lon Humphrey knives. Civivi riffle in the pockets today. I had a riffle too. That was a great knife. I love the handle on that one. Today, says Jay Wesley, was the Poikilo Orca and the American Blade Works slip joint in the 5th pocket. Great knife. That slip joint is sweet. Southern Grind Spider Monkey in Josh's pocket. We Esprit. Oh, I remember that as being a very pretty knife and a small knife, right? Boker M4 Sherman Damascus. Oh, so this was the Boker M4 Sherman Damascus. That was like a that was like a special, not buck, Boker annual release, right? Where it used some metal from, it's all fading. It's all fading. I think that was a special knife for them. Wow, that Jack Wolf Blue Stockman is gorgeous, says Remraf. Yes, it is. And if you like it, it is inexpensive in terms of Jack Wolf knives. You know, they have premium knives that are in the 300s and stuff, but this is from the Gateway series, which is their least expensive. So this can be had for, I think, 65 or 70 bucks, which is an absolutely insane deal. And not for nothing, I really like that this is a traditional slip joint knife, meaning it uses a kick here on the ricasso to stop the blade. It's not a stop pin internally. And if it were a stop pin internally, I'd be fine with that too. I have plenty of Rosecrafts, or I don't have plenty. I have a few Rosecrafts, and I like them a lot. But I do like the traditional slip joint feel just a little bit better. And the blue bone is so beautiful. So nice. James Hart says, my standard carry, Swiss Army Knife Deluxe Tinker, Cold Steel Voyager 4-inch drop point when I have to get to complete my Voyager series. Gerber multi-tool, and my ever trusty mini kukri, the Reet RT 500. I carry that every day. I always forget to look that up because that sounds pretty sweet. Strings says, in my right front pocket, the Concept Bison in titanium. Left front pocket, Victorinox nail clip. Right side belt, next tool, W4. Left side cross draw, Extrema Ratio Shrapnel OG. That's funny. I've been thinking about Extrema Ratio recently. I think most of their knives, I think all of their knives are cool. I have respect for them, but I also think they're ugly in a cool, design forward Italian way. But there's one knife I really want to get. I think it's the Risolza. I think that's what it's called. Their large folding tactical patata. So cool. It's probably out of print and too expensive and all that. Todd Carr says, Leatherman Surge and extras, SOG PowerPoint, Swiss Army Knife Fieldmaster, Cold Steel 8010 in S35VN, Paramilitary 2 in S110V, the Demco Nano Shark 20CV 5th pocket, Kaiser Begleiter 3V fixed blade, Olight I3T, and Arkfeld UV, plus a Forest tank. Very nice. Very complete lineup of knifage there. Brian says, I know that you are going to love. Wait, I know you are. Okay. I know you are going to love this, but when I went to the doctor's appointment with a light knife because I knew they would be weighing me with extra weight. So I brought the Max Ace Uranus. That is hilarious. I love that. Yeah, that's good. That's good thinking. And how funny that it also has a sort of biological name. I know it's not actually Uranus, it's Uranus, or however they pronounce it these days. But it's funny that it had a kind of a anatomical name too. Bam Bam says, oh, sorry, my boss's knife, I'm sharpening his EDC Benchmade 553 mini bug out. Nice. You know, that's a solid choice. He even uses it for breeching calves. What? As something like that. He has cows. Oh my gosh. He really digs in. So that's a bug out smaller than this. This is out randomly. Saw this in my case tonight. Pulled it out. Gave it an incredible edge. It already was pretty sharp, but this one gets a lot of use in the winter because it lives in my winter jacket. SOG PowerPoint, great for the pocket, says Josh D. I'm trying to think what the PowerPoint. That's a little multi-tool, right? Shane says 1931 Leatherworks makes carrying a multi-tool cool and convenient. Ooh, maybe I'll have him make me a little belt sheath. I'll look like a nerd, but I don't care. I need some way to carry this knife and my larger slip joints. Something that's not in the pocket. I love this thing. Seems Logical says I was carrying two knives, the QSP Nebula and Aurora Truffles. That's a funny combination of words. The Aurora Truffles. Okay. Matholomew says today's carry, Umnum Zahn Drop Point, Cold Steel FM1, TRM Atom in lizard skin. TRM Atom. Oh, that's one I have. In lizard skin, titanium. Demco Shark Cub Stealth. Demco Shark Cub Stealth Slicer. And for ESK, a Shade Indonesia Yakuza 3 Bowie. God, that sounds incredible. Shade Indonesia, I love Indonesian blades. The Yakuza and the Bowie. So that's like three cultures in one. I love it. Anthony Kitchen, nice to have you here, Anthony. Riat P17, super cool action and lock. I don't know that one. Johnny Evans says Nautilus V3. I'm carrying. Oh wait, I don't. This isn't the Nautilus. This is something else. This is the Cadet. Nautilus V3 T-Kel Appendix. A very good knife company. Hawk right front. Microtech Amphibian left front. Work Tough Lanzetta with Matthew Culbertson serrations. Oh, that looks so cool. Those 5 knives you had him do. Oh my gosh, they look so cool. And Montana Knife Company Whitetail in bag. The Lanzetta with those serrations, a bold choice. Geez, what are you trying to cut down telephone poles with that thing? That recurve, and then well, that's why I want to send the Raja. Edgarito says strong belt and cargo pants or a bag. Yeah. For me, it's a bag. I can't carry too much, though. If I could work it into my daily life, people clutching themselves to death, I would and could easily carry a Bowie sash style. Well, first of all, I have an excellent sheath like this. It's easy, but it's right back here, right in the back. It's great. I can do it. I do it when I walk the dog. I've taken to walking the dog at night. And now it's I go out at 10 usually. Hero Sticks became a member. All right. I'm gonna salute you here, sir. But every night I slip a large knife under the belt, in the belt, sash carry. And I don't care. I don't care who sees it. I'm living out loud. All right. Hero Sticks. Let's do this. Well, I have yet to salute anyone with this, so you, sir, will be saluted by the Rainmaker Bowie. Now I'm going to give it a quick little microfiber pass over, show it, and then give you a swim by. Oh, man. So I'm going to do some usage videos. I'm a little self-conscious about doing the usage videos, but I'll do them. I'll show a couple of videos of me swinging this thing around because it is it's A, fun to do. B, you can really see how this knife, how great it is. If I do that, let me move a little light there. Look at that. All right. So Hero Sticks, thank you so much for becoming a member. Frankly, I thought you already were. But hey, I guess there's no rule saying you can't have 2 memberships, or oftentimes what'll happen, some people's memberships will lapse. Either they get a new card and they haven't put the new information in, or they lose it. Well, not the people who lose interest, that's something else, but sometimes it can just lapse and you have to re-up for one reason or another, or Sometimes it's like I got too many payments coming up. I can help support Bob in a couple of months, and so they drop out and come back. Hero Sticks, sorry for going on at length. This is to you. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate your conversation. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the knives you sent me in the past to check out. And here's your swim by. God, look at the beauty of this. I mean, just beautiful. Seems Logical says, oh, that Tanto is almost Wakizashi size. Yes, that 12-inch blade. It is impressive. I love that thing. And the funny thing is that is a knife I always wanted ever since it first came out way back a million years ago in the leather sheath. And that's how I've gotten a lot of cold steels recently. Like, I wanted this knife for 30 years. Finally, I can afford it. Red Flag Blade says pocket carry. Cold Steel Espada XL starting off strong. Black Talon 2, 6-inch tie light, TKL Mission Mission 01 folder, Agent 001, a fine choice. Demco 20.5, just in case you don't get into a fight. And the Black Hawk Tatang. I always wanted a Black Hawk Tatang. Those things were so sweet. I loved it. My good friend Ian had one. I wasn't crazy about the handle. Only the texturing on the handle. But what a great knife that was. And what an awesome, carry that whole thing was. Fishbag. Craig says, today was the 3V AD10, the 4 Max, the XL Voyager Tanto serrated. What a great choice. Recon 1, the Caledonian Edge, the Black Talon 2 serrated, CJRB double tap, and SRM Air. The double tap is a cool looking knife, I gotta say. Thomas Wheeler, nice. Oh, I've said hello, but I'll say it again. Hi, Thomas. Remet Orca and Civivi Vision FG. That Vision FG is the one that so many people point to as the greatest Civivi of all time. Cesario says, got the riot at 1 o'clock. So that's the 3-dog knife riot at 1 o'clock. The Espada XL at 4 o'clock. The serrated folding gin at 8 o'clock. And the Work Tough Gear Espuela in hand. Oh my gosh. Very, very, very nice carry there. Seems Logical says slip joints are when you go to the UK in a time machine after 1950, but before 2020. That actually seems logical. Is a logical response. It is a logical response. My attachment to slip joints is so emotional. It's so emotional. It's ridiculous. I'm a sentimental dude, and I'm not sentimental. I don't watch Lifetime movies, but I look at this and I think of I don't know. I think of my grandfather. I think of times past, things were better before knives had locks. I say stuff like that. Anthony Kitchen says, I want a GEC fixed blade. Ah, interesting. I have never wanted a GEC fixed blade, but it'd be cool to have. It's just never something I've thought of. I discovered that you can buy GECs. I've been looking at eBay recently, and I'm like, because I'm thinking maybe I'll sell some knives on eBay. But then I get on eBay and I'm like, oh, look at all these knives I could buy on eBay. Bam Bam says, today I'm carrying a Raven Crest tactical Zanshi Warrior out the front knife. That sounds cool. I don't know what it looks like, but it sounds cool. Zanshi. That must be Chinese sword. Hero Stick says, hey Bob, thinking about CMEs for a Spyderco. I know it took time or two to get yours right. Is yours there a trick or tip? Okay, so CME, let me sheathe this beauty. So I got 2 CMEs and I put them on this knife and on my military too. It came off twice from the military too, once from this knife. I think the trick is this. I used Loctite super glue gel instead of the very liquidy super glue that it ships with. It ships with a little tube of super glue, which is nice and generous. But for me, the thicker gel type stuff really worked. And it has not come off in the few weeks since I put it on both with that gel stuff. So I'd say go for it. Use the gel. I'm going to get another one, at least another one, probably another 2 or 3. I'm like, I may as well just put them on all of them now. Though I don't know if it will fit. If you do have to make sure you get one that fits your model because the interface is slightly different or the cutaways are different. Sean Clark says, Bob, did you see Spartan Blades Ronin have a collab FS dagger in Magna Cut? Oh my God. It's a new Fairbairn. Sweet. Well, you know what's funny is this the Marine Raider George. I was carrying this dog walking tonight, and it really is very close to the Fairbairn Sykes. I mean, it like even in looks, it's close. But no, I did not see that, and yes, I do want it. Dave said today's carry was a Kershaw live wire and an off-grid Cayman. What a great knife we were just talking about. Besser, I sent your knife off today. And actually, I was able to get, I didn't think I'd be able to get tracking all the way to your destination, but I have it, and I will email that information to you tomorrow. Greetings from the other side of the planet. And I can confirm that because I just sent a knife to him. Just woke up, going to make some coffee. And I'm not just saying coffee because coffee is just generally a wonderful thing, but I'm sure where you are, the coffee is just how I like it. Like awesome, dark, strong, sweet. Split and Slices says work carry today was the PMP Spartan XL and a Rosecraft Appalachian Jack. That's a cool knife, the Appalachian Jack. So many Rosecrafts. They have a new one coming out that I'd like to get. I think if I stay away from Rosecraft, I'll be fine. I mean, I have a couple of their knives and I really like them, but you know, for the amount that I think getting case knives, especially old case knives and Great Eastern cutleries and Jack Wolf, that's the way for me to go. GEC, Case, Jack Wolf, they're my favorites. I do have a few buck slip joints and I want to get the, well, whatever. Fishbag says, in my opinion, cold steel quality has not dropped. As I said earlier, I have around 200 of them. Half were bought during the GSM era. But I will say many have no love for their customer service from either era. Yes, I have heard that too. Matholomew says, question to Bob and the Junkie Gallery. Any recommendations for a modder that offers custom titanium milling? Have a few secondhand nice blades with smooth scales that could use some real texture and pop. I'm not sure if oh boy, knife modders. The knife modders. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure they can do that for you. Man, their names, it's a couple. They're lovely people, and their names are failing me, but check out the knife modders. And then also we have some right here in the chat. Steve Knife Mods, and he's in the chat here. Maybe he does it too. Jason Small says, I've been missing so many Thursday Night Knives lately. It's all right. Summertime, so have we. So and next week, we're not here next week also. So but it's good. We'll be here. Thursday Night Knives ain't going nowhere. Clint Petrucci, nice Irish boy. No, I like your last name, Petrucci. What's up, Bob? About 24 knives, half in bags, half for EDC. Around the house, always use cheapest because I ain't good at sharpening. Clint, that's something to get fun. It's something that's fun to get good at, and you could do it with something as simple as this. I love this. This is the Work Tough Gear pocket sharpener, I think. It's got 2 grits of diamond stone. It's got 3 grits of ceramic rod, place to sharpen serrations, and a little run of leather strap on the back. It's great. Bob, have you tried the sharpener called Hone for Kitchen Knives? It's the roller type. I have not, but I have seen that it's. I saw it and kind of turned my nose up at. Oh, that'll never work. That looks like shit. But I'm pretty sure I've seen a few trusted sources say that it's good. But don't take my word for it. Find those trusted sources. I'm pretty sure though that I've heard and seen videos with that in use from people I trust. Besser says, did you guys see the instant Ronin, the double tanto that slide into each other's hands? Yeah, that is really cool. Someone mentioned that a few weeks ago, and we did the research, and I think Jim brought it up, and yeah, it's really cool. Jason Small says, I have my collection in a rolling locking toolbox and a dresser just for knives. It keeps spreading. Yes, 1,000 times yes. And you also have to make sure you have knives convenient around the house. Now, if you have little kids, you got to be careful about this, or maybe just put this off until later. But it's always good to have a knife within reach. And when my wife and I, before we had kids, we had tactical knives within reach everywhere. And then we pared that down. Now it's selective. We have like a fake book. We have a stack of books near the front door, and one of them is fake. Flip that open, you got a knife. They're knives where there need to be knives. Hero Stick says, been looking at the Windsor design 8 drawer from Harbor Freight for home knife storage. Looks pretty solid for $80. Nice. 8 drawers, depends on how many, but yeah, I mean, how many you can fit in each drawer. The Wrights, good to have you here. The Wrights, 200 knives, rough estimate. That's a solid. See, I am a variety guy. I really am. I have a hard time locking on. Yeah, I love daggers, but I also love asymmetrical fighters and Bowie knives and little itty bitty cheap slip joints and Spyderco's. Coveted Carrie, nice to have you here, Coveted Carrie. Glad to see everyone here for Thursday Night Knives. So awesome to have you guys. I'm sitting here, I like this knife, I like that knife, when in reality, there's actual conversation going on. What is that Bowie over your shoulder? Oh, this one here. This is one that my brother got me. And I have it pretty firmly attached. Sorry. But I'll take that down next time because. Oh, it came. All right, I got it. I'll show it to you. So my brother got this at a Militaria show or something like that, and it's I think it is a Fugazi of a W.J. McElroy, who is a real knife maker in, I think, Macon, Georgia. Yeah, Macon, Georgia. This says 1863. That would make this a Civil War Bowie knife. I don't think this is real. I mean, it's real. Obviously, you can see I'm holding it in my hand and it's actual, but I think that it's a fake, or it's, I think it's an old fake. I think the knife itself is very old, but I don't think it is what it purports to be. But I could be wrong. In any case, I don't care. It's a beautiful Bowie that my brother gave me, and I love the way it looks. Lone Star Dowboy, how you doing, sir? I own too many knives, and I've gotten rid of about a third. Pardon me. Had about 110. The sound of saxophones is getting louder. What does that mean? The sound of saxophones is getting louder. Explain. Anthony says, I think I might get a regular Kephart Bark River. Ooh, yeah, that sounds good. I mean, for me, not too concerned with Bark River. There are some older models that I want, and if I come across them, I'll get them for if I find them for reasonable. They haven't dropped the prices at all. James Hart says, I want a Navaja, that click, click, click when it opens. Yeah. Totally menacing. Rejoining the ranks, debit card for comp. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate you rejoining. Anyone handled the new Civivi Elite Brova? No, not I. That's funny. Civivi, that I guess I'm not. They won't send me the Elite stuff. No, hey, I'm grateful for whatever they send, but that is a cool looking knife. I wanted to check that out. Infidel Sun Limited. Good to have you here, Infidels. Oh, I totally read that wrong. Infidel Sun Limited. No, Infidels Unlimited. All right. Good to have you here, sir. I've been enjoying my new Fox Knives Eastwood Tiger. Ooh, I want that. That's a Goody Von Poppel's design, isn't it? Isn't that from Goody Von Poppel's? I remember seeing that a few years back and really liking it. Turner CNC Folding Gin and El Burrito Chorizo. Sounds good. I'm in. Shane says, I like some ugly knives. Yeah, well, Spyderco's, man, they are kind of ugly. Extrema Ratio are the bomb, says Humphrey Chimpton. Well, thanks. Actually, they seem like they're super strong. A lot of them are, like I said, have that design forward ugliness thing that is kind of compelling. But that their patata, oh my God, it is beautiful. And it's all totally black. The Wright's been carrying Cold Steel Mini Tough Light, and it's got to be one of the best small knife designs. Yeah, we have a Tough Light, not the Mini, but they're both small, in our bathroom mirror. It's been there for years, and it's cut open countless soap packages and shampoo things and this and that and all manner of whatnot in the bathroom. And what a great knife that is. And that one is with the serrations too. Clint Petrucci says, would love to get a few extreme ratios in hand to feel. Agree the designs are ugly and nice at the same time. Yeah. They're like audacious. They're audacious. Like, oh, who thought to make a Tonto look like that? That's like a cleaver. Wenger Jr. tracker on my radar. Ooh, nice. Well, good luck. Those are kind of hard to find, aren't they? Edgy American Blade says some off-grids are ugly, and that's why I like them. Like the one we just gave away, one I just sent to Besser, the Raptor. That is one fugly knife, but man alive, does that work well for like all EDC tasks. Who would have thought? It's like so unlikely. I thought it was supposed to be for self-defense. Could be great for self-defense, but it's a EDC beast. Lone Star Cowboy says, carry of the day, Cold Steel Voyager Large Tonto. Funny you should say that. Got one right here. Mine was serrations and oh, how cool. You gifted a Knife Junkie membership. That's so cool. Edgy American. So Shane, I'm going to close out this show with a salutation, with a salute to you, sir, because I really appreciate that. And whoever you gave that membership to, no doubt also appreciates it. Let me, here, I'll do it with this. You, Shane, you are an American classic. You like American classics. And so I'm going to, what? Okay, so I'm going to salute you with an American classic. And then I'm going to salute Johnny Evans as well. This is for you, Shane. This is the Randall made model 16-SP1. It's the 16 with the 1 blade on it, and it is super cool, all American, tough, badass fighting knife. And this is for you. Thank you so much, Shane. I appreciate your gifting a membership. That is very, very cool, and whoever that goes to will greatly appreciate that, no doubt. Johnny Evans. This one, I think you might like this one, Johnny, because I know you have an APOC Bowie, freshly serrated by Matthew Culbertson. Here's my favorite APOC knife. Here's the Smatchet, a beautiful updating of the classic fighting short sword / do everything double-edged knife from World War II. I think it was first designed in World War I, but didn't see action till II or whatever. Johnny Evans, this is for you. Thank you so much, sir. I salute you. Here's your swim by. All right, guys. I think that just about does it for this week's Thursday Night Knives. Remember, next week we won't be here. The week after we will. Replete with giveaways and incredible and witty and really, really complex and profound knife talk. Come join us. We love you, and we can't wait to see you. All right, for Jim working in his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying, until next time, don't take dull for an answer.